This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Does anyone need to use the repeater system before I begin this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net? Please go ahead now. Calling the Colorado Astronomy Net, calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR. My name is Bernice, and I'll be your net control for this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net. Just a reminder, the 3-minute timeout function is still in effect, so during long transitions, please allow the repeater systems to reset themselves. Also, please use the word break for emergency or priority traffic. If there is any emergency or priority traffic, please go ahead now. This net is on the SkyHub Link system of repeaters, skyhublink.com. Check out the home page for that, for the operating procedures with that. There are some gotchas there that you may want to be aware of when you're checking in and participating in SkyHub Link nets. Skyhublink.com on the home page. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. That's 0200 Zulu on Wednesdays to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up in the night skies for the week, any other special events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. Counts as part of their outreach to the general public, of which we are a part. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated. I take check-ins several ways. If you have NetLogger, I finally figured out what the problem was with NetLogger after last week's net. And I may as well go ahead and relate that little story to you. If you are a net control for NetLogger and you use the connection to the QRZ database, if you change your password on QRZ, be sure to change it on NetLogger. It has a nasty habit of crashing the program if you do not change that password. It's not very good error handling on that particular instance. Otherwise, it's a nice little program to do your net recording of check-ins. So just a note: if you change your QRZ password, be sure to change it on NetLogger as well. And let's see, I do take check-in several ways. I do take it, I record them in NetLogger. So if you happen to have NetLogger, I will see your call sign pop up in the AIM window. You'll know what that is. And I'll get you logged in right away. I'm also on YouTube this evening, so if I see you pop up over there as well. If you have a call sign, be sure to type that into the chat window over on YouTube, and I'll get you logged in that way. If you don't have a call sign, that's perfectly fine. We definitely like anyone participating over on YouTube, of course. If I could get a first name and a location, city, state would be fine, or country for that matter. If you're definitely not in the United States, definitely like to see that pop up over there. If you have a call sign, pop that in, and I'll, because looking at the YouTube names is kind of hard to figure out your first name there. So there you go. Yep, I see quite a few people popping up over there. So let me go ahead and get the call signs that I already have. I will take them over the air in just a few minutes as well. So stand by for that. If you are listening and not don't have access to YouTube or NetLogger or radio or anything like that, but you're still listening, you can always send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com. Just let me know your first name, location, call sign if you got one, and that you're in there listening tonight. So several ways you can check into the net. And again, we are on Skyhub Link, so be sure to check the Netiquette on their homepage, skyhublink.com. I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge several people right now. We got Doug, K0ATP. Thanks for checking in tonight. Dave, AF0AS, thanks for checking in tonight. David, WE8M, thanks for checking in tonight. Mike, KO5AOK over on YouTube, thanks for checking in tonight. Rip, K3XO, thanks for checking in tonight. And Mike, let's see. Mike, I think that might be a new call. Let me check that. Over on YouTube, checking in, KE2FTG. Let me see. No, you've checked in before, Mike, so thanks for that. That call sign definitely helps. We got Every Design Video over on YouTube as well. So Every Design Video, if you could give me a first name, call sign if you got one, and your location, I'll definitely get you logged in. I like to log in my YouTube contacts over there as well. And let's see, I think I got everybody that's checked in. There we got Joshua, KJ5IRQ, thanks for checking in tonight. Let's see. All right, Josh, there we go. We got you in there. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
Good evening. This is the Rocky Mountain Radio Link K1DUN repeater, located 30 miles west of downtown Denver on Straw Mountain at an elevation of 11,440 feet.
All right, I'll go ahead and begin taking check-ins over the air. Anyone wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net? Let's see. Oh, Josh, no, I was just acknowledging your check-in there, Josh. I always like to do that, so I do appreciate you checking in tonight. Saw your post over there in the AIM window. So thanks for that. I try to keep an eye on the chat windows there. Now I've got several chat windows to keep. Okay, I'll go ahead and begin taking check-ins over the air. Anyone wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Whiskey 6 Romeo Delta Zulu, Whiskey 6 Romeo Delta Zulu. Wait, what? Delta Echo Alpha? Wait, what? Delta Echo Alpha?
Okay, let's stop there. I may need some fills or corrections or confirmations there. Ed, we got you on the list. W6RDZ, thanks for checking in tonight. The Kilo 9 station, was that Kilo 9 Zulu Echo Whiskey? Is that correct, or did I mess that up? If you could come back and give me a confirmation or correction, I'd appreciate it, sir. Go ahead.
Absolutely correct, sir. 09 for Echo Whiskey, Joe from Washington.
Okay, Joe, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Stick around for just a sec, well, stick around for the whole net, but I'm going to get back to you in just a minute. Graham, MM1DEA, great to hear you from Scotland in there tonight, Graham, so thanks for that. Appreciate you checking in tonight. The Kilo Juliet 5 station. The last letters were kind of garbled and I missed it. So if you could give me a fill on that call sign, I will get you on the list, sir. Go ahead. All right, I'll make sure I got a confirmation on that. Was that Kilo Juliet 5 Mike Whiskey Tango? Is that correct, or did I mess that up again?
That is correct.
Okay, Andrew. Oh, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. That's a new call on the list as well, along with Joe there. For both of you, my name is Bernice. That's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra, and the call sign Kilowatt India Zero Alpha Romeo. Been doing the Colorado Astronomy Net for almost 30 years. Been on Skyhub Link for a little over 3. And loving every minute of it. I don't think we've missed a night and missed a Tuesday night in all of that time. So I do appreciate you gents checking in tonight. I'd like to touch base with my first time check-ins. Find out a little bit more about your background and interest in astronomy, whether you're starting out or you've been doing it for decades or somewhere in between. If you've got a particular interest in astronomy like astrophotography or deep sky observing or cosmology or something like that, I always like to hear about that. The way I run the net is I'm obviously taking some check-ins. Got some quick announcements, got some local astronomical news. That's basically what's up in the night skies for the week. I got some bulletins, got an interesting bulletin for you this evening as well. And then we have a rocket report presented by Ed, W6RDZ. He puts a lot of work into that as well to provide us with all the rocket activity around the world. So stick around for that. And then after that, I like to go down the list and talk with everybody. Question and answer period of find out what you're looking at up in the skies, things like that. So, Joe, K9ZEW, good evening to you, Joe. Welcome to the net. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Long story short, I picked up my license about 2 years ago during COVID, and never had to use it. So I'm actually coming to you guys at the link on, I think this is Drop 10 channel. As far as astronomy goes, I am recently retired and developing several hobbies, one being the celestial skies and kind of learning where our planets are. We've got a lot of beautiful stars out there, and just kind of getting a grasp on where to find things and where to look.
All right, Joe. Well, then definitely tonight is your night. We're talking a lot about that. I found an interesting bulletin about that and some of the interesting stuff that's visible during Christmas. So stick around for that. And then you can definitely stick around for the Q&A as well. So Andrew, down in Mississippi, same question for you. What's your interest background in astronomy? KJ5MWT, please go ahead. Okay. Oh, let's see. I do appreciate everybody checking in, especially through Echolink, so you can get there from get here from there, wherever you happen to be around the world, for that matter. The Sky-Hub Link system does have its own Echolink node. You may want to try that one out as well. You can check out skyhublink.com. Let's see, what is that node? 985839 if you have problems with whatever node you may be checking into. Again, skyhublink.com has all of that information and quite a few different ways to check into the net for sure. And then, of course, if you'd like to sponsor a repeater in your local area, that would be cool too. Just talk to some of our officers of the club for sure. Well, we're not really a club, but whatever the association, we're more than happy to spread our wings, so to speak. All right, Joe, Andrew, again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. And let's see. Edgar Vale 8178, thanks for just listening. If you could post, let's see, I got your name. I'm assuming that's that there. Where you are, and if you have a call sign, that'd be great. If you don't, that's okay too. Also, I think Joe there, welcome to the ham bands, that's for sure. But anyone over there on YouTube, hi. First name, location, I definitely like to get you on the list. This is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. These numbers go to JPL, and they get money from NASA for your support. So if you want to support that organization and check-ins here, definitely one of the few nets where your check-in does count. So I do appreciate it. I publish a monthly astronomy. Actually, I'm going to let this thing reset and then tell you about my newsletter. I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email and the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to the email version of my newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list. You may also visit the webpage at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at the top of the webpage is also a spot where you may submit your email address and get subscribed to the email version of the newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my call sign, KI0AR. You'll find a whole bunch of links, including links to the webpage and the newsletter. I also volunteer with a youth group called the International Association for Astronomical Studies, a youth group that meets in Strasburg, Colorado on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m. Right now they are on Christmas break, so they won't be meeting until the second Friday of January. But always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students interested in astronomy, amateur radio, high power rocketry, remote control aircraft flying, full scale aircraft construction, archaeoastronomy, radio astronomy, and balloon launch communications. More than welcome to visit our website at www.iaas.org. And check us out on Facebook under the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies. Also a reminder that the Colorado Astronomy Net also has a Facebook page. Also, the IAAS has their own call sign, K0AAS. If you happen to hear them on the radio, be sure to give them a shout. So, one more announcement. For those of you who are interested in flight simulations, Jack, KE0VH, hosts his flight sims on Mondays and Wednesday nights on YouTube. His Captain Jack Flight Sim, CAPNJACKFLTSIM. Captain Jack Flight Sim on YouTube, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, Mondays and Wednesdays. He's just getting back into that. So check that out. He's got previous flights on there as well. Always a fun time to ride along, and he's got something special planned, I think, for tomorrow night as well. So check that out. And that's it for the announcements. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. And also, for those of you who are listening on YouTube and are new to the Colorado Astronomy Net, also like to find out from you guys what your interest background in astronomy is as well. So post that over there in the YouTube chat window, and I'll pass that along to the net as well. So thanks for that. All right. Quick pause for more check-ins. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Whiskey 3 Oscar Romeo Romeo, Whiskey 3 Oscar Romeo Romeo, Daryl Fort Collins. It's over from YouTube to Echo Link because I didn't know how to chat over there. Back to that.
All right, Daryl, W3ORR, thanks for checking in tonight. And you doubled whoever was on there from that was on YouTube that check in via Echo Link. You doubled with Daryl. Daryl won. So let's try that again. I may already have your call on the list. Go ahead.
Foxtrot Tango Golf, KE2 FTG Mike in Boston tonight. Back to back.
You betcha, Mike. Yeah, you're number 6 on the list, so thanks for that. Got you earlier. I saw you pop up over on YouTube and got your call, so thanks for posting that there for sure. Yeah, it's in the chat window. No audio chat over on YouTube, but you certainly can type in the chat window there. Let's see. I'm just trying something here. Just a sec. Yeah, I'm seeing everything over there. Let's see, what repeater or digital mode can connect to? Edgar, let's see. Check out skyhublink.com, skyhublink.com. We got WiresX, we got DMR, we got Echolink, we got All-Star, and we got local repeaters as well, all through Colorado. Not exactly sure where you are, Edgar, but check out skyhublink.com under the connections. Well, I think that's their connections page. Let me see. Nope, not that one. Sorry. Under, let's see, where are we? This is being funky here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you can check out the repeaters page that has all the repeaters on it. For there, skyhublink.com. Search around for that. Yeah, under the status connect, there's a connections tab, and that gives you how everything is connected, plus the All-Star nodes, the DMR, WiresX, YSF reflector, all that. P25, there you go. Echolink, D-Star, a whole bunch of stuff under the on the status/connect tab and connections. So check that out, skyhublink.com. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to go ahead and get into the local astronomical news for this December 23rd. All right, let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Just so everybody knows, if you are on Skyhub, the Skyhub network tonight, the 448.350 repeater, that's the WiresX repeater here in town, is down. So I am coming through the analog system on 448.450. What am I? Yeah, I think that's the one I'm coming through tonight. So, oh, excuse me, 449.450. I'm coming through on the Rocky Mountain Radio Links repeater tonight. And I do appreciate everybody else coming through. Echolink and All-Star and all those other nodes as well tonight, so thanks for that. D. Michael, I got you checked in. AF0SF, thanks for checking in tonight. All right, local astronomical news, there we go. Start off as usual with the phases of the moon. We got a very thin crescent moon up in the night sky tonight, so we're just past new moon. We had a new moon on the 19th. We had a full moon back on the 4th. That was actually the third supermoon in a series of 4 supermoons. We got One more supermoon coming up in January, so look out for that. We had the last quarter on the 11th. The new moon was on the 19th, and we got a first quarter moon coming up on the 27th. So get out there and look for that nice sliver of a crescent moon out there tonight, next couple of days. The moon was at perigee, its closest approach to the Earth this month, back on the 4th. It was 221,806 miles from Earth. That is what made the full moon back on the 4th a supermoon. The fact that the full moon occurred at the same time that the moon was at perigee, its closest approach to the Earth. That's when it is largest and brightest. The moon was at apogee, its farthest point away from the Earth this month, back on the 17th. It was 252,477 miles from Earth. Planetary highlights for December. The long nights of December are an astronomical delight. The early evening sky hosts Saturn as the main feature, along with Uranus and Neptune. Jupiter rises later and is visible all night, its 4 main satellites undergoing many notable events. The morning sky shows the best northern hemisphere appearance of Mercury for the year. This excerpt is from Astronomy Magazine, December 2025, page 28. Now, on to the individual planets. Mercury was at greatest western elongation, about 21 degrees west of the sun. It's back on the 7th. It actually means it's leading the sun in the early morning hours to the east. Mercury is now rising about just a few minutes after 6 a.m. of this week, about 6:09 a.m. In the morning. Mercury is visible about 30 minutes before sunrise, low to the east. Mercury moves from the constellation of Libra into Sagittarius, shining at magnitude 0.1 on the 1st. Quick tutorial on magnitudes. The magnitude scale is an inverse logarithmic scale, meaning as the magnitudes go up, the apparent brightness of an object decreases by about a factor of about 2.5. So for every 5 magnitudes is a decrease or an increase in brightness of a factor of 100. The dimmest object that the human eye can see is about 6th magnitude. So a 5th magnitude object is 2.5 times brighter than a 6th magnitude, while a magnitude 7 object is 2.5 times dimmer. And you will definitely need a telescope or binoculars to see anything greater than 6th magnitude. However, on these nice clear nights in the winter time, get out with those telescopes and binoculars and look at those visible objects in the sky, especially the planets, deep sky objects, things like that. It will really bring out a lot of the detail. So something that your eyeball can't do when looking at Jupiter and Saturn and Uranus and all the other planets that are visible this evening. All right, continuing, we got Venus. Venus is rising about 7:05 a.m. This week. Look for Venus to the east about 30 minutes before sunrise. Actually, that is not correct. It is actually rising about 12 minutes before the sun. So right now, Venus, for all intents and purposes, for the rest of this month, is not visible. It's definitely lost in the early twilight glow of the morning. It'll swing around for its conjunction with the sun early next month. and we'll talk about that when that definitely occurs. Right now, Venus is moving from the constellation of Libra into Sagittarius, is shining at magnitude minus 3.9. Still, even though it's shining brightly, it is way too close to sunrise to be able to see it, and too close to the sun, as for that matter, to spot Venus at this point. The winter solstice did occur, not so as you'd notice here in Denver, on the 21st at 10:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It was more like springtime in the Rockies. Here we had 70, almost 75 degree temperatures yesterday, almost 70 degrees temperature today. So quite unusual temperatures for the Denver area. You would not know that it is actually winter except for the setting, the early setting of the sun, and that's about it. We got Mars. Mars is setting kind of similar to Venus. It's setting about 4:54 p.m., which is about 14 minutes after the sun. So it too is very, very close to the sun and lost in the twilight, evening twilight glow. So Venus and Mars are going to be switching places next month. Mars will be returning to the morning sky, and Venus will be returning to the evening sky. So those two planets are playing a little switcheroo. Mars moves from the constellation of Ophiuchus into Sagittarius, shining at magnitude 1.2. Then we got Jupiter. Jupiter is rising about 6 p.m. this week. Look for Jupiter to the southeast in the evening, then follow it through the night as it sets in the early morning hours before dawn. Jupiter is in the constellation of Gemini, shining at magnitude minus 2.6. Definitely a naked eye object for that one. I'd give it about an hour or so to get well above the horizon, and then point your telescopes or binoculars towards Jupiter, towards the southeast. Yeah, do the same thing with Saturn. Saturn actually is rising a little bit before noonish. So by the time Saturn is visible, it's nearly towards the south around 6 p.m. And then follow it for the rest of the evening from the south to the west. Saturn is in the constellation of Aquarius, shining at magnitude 1.0. Also take those telescope and binoculars for that one too. And then we got Uranus. Uranus is rising about 2:15 in the afternoon. So again, wait till the skies darken and you'll see it towards the south as well. A little trickier to spot Uranus, but still possible to see through binoculars or a telescope. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.6. And then we got Neptune. Neptune rising very close to the same time that Saturn is rising. Actually, they're both rising about the same time. According to my chart, about 11:47 a.m. Both Saturn and Neptune rising this week. Basically, they're side by side coming up. That's why they're, Neptune is just east of Saturn, very, very close, but within a degree, possibly the same field of view, making Neptune fairly easy to find. If you can find Saturn, stay in that general area, just very slightly to the left of it, you might be able to see a little bluish dot. That will be Neptune. And Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.7. So you got a difference of 6.7 magnitudes between Saturn and Neptune. So Neptune is over 100 times dimmer than Saturn. So it's going to be a little tricky. Look for a discernible disk. All planets have a disk shape to it. You see, it is definitely a round dot, as opposed to a star, which looks like a pinpoint, a little sparkling diamond in the sky there. So check that out. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing, we got dwarf planets, we got Ceres. Ceres is actually rising about an hour after Saturn and Neptune, about 12:42 p.m. in the afternoon. So it's actually fairly close, about 15 degrees or so towards the east from Saturn and Neptune. So it's moved a little bit away from it, so you'll have to check that one out as well. But another toughie. Ceres can be spotted low to the south, just below and east of Saturn and Neptune. Ceres is in the constellation of Cetus, shining at magnitude 8.7. So that's a full magnitude dimmer than Neptune there. So definitely a challenge. Then we got Pluto. The most challenging of all of these objects. Pluto is actually setting about 6:50 p.m. This week. Still well after the sun, however. The best time to spot Pluto will be about an hour or so after sunset to the southwest, low to the southwest. Pluto is in the constellation of Capricornus, shining at magnitude 15.3. As always, good luck at spotting Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto. A large telescope and dark skies will be needed. With that thin crescent moon, it shouldn't cause too much problems with Neptune or Ceres, since that will probably have set a little bit later on. But Pluto, I don't think it's going to be, that's going to be a challenge unless you've got a 12 to 15 inch telescope for sure, and very, very dark skies and a clear horizon. Meteor showers. The Geminids meteor shower. We've basically finished with that one. That covered the period of December 6th through the 19th. But if you guys got any observational reports on seeing some of those Gemini meteors streaking through the skies, definitely love to hear it when we go down the list. We do have the Ursids. The Ursids meteor shower is occurring right now, primarily between December 17th and 24th. This meteor shower reached the maximum on the 22nd, so yesterday morning. Maximum hourly rate is about 10 to 15. We still have some of those lingering around. Meteors belonging to this stream are typically faint, so you'll need some dark skies for that one. We do have a comet. Comet 24P Shamash rises around midnight, making it worthwhile to stay up late, especially on the weekend of the Geminids. So that was a couple weeks ago. However, still stay up late for this one. It's shining around, let's see, 9th to 12th magnitude, so it's another toughie to spot. You should be able to spot this one with an 8-inch scope using detailed charts. Make sure you're not misidentifying any background galaxies. So it's passing through an area rich with galaxies, so stay in that general vicinity. There's a whole bunch of Messier objects and NGC objects, all galaxies in that area of Comet Shamash. And that is it for the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, looking over at YouTube, we got a check-in. Frank, KF0SZC. Thanks for checking in tonight, Frank. We got you on the list. Anyone else wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
This is N5, ZIQ, November 5, Zulu Media Quebec Moy, from Houston, in Austin, Texas.
All right, Moy, N5ZIQ, thanks for checking in tonight. All right, bulletins for this evening. I always like to start off with ISS passes. At least over the Denver area. However, check out this website for those of you who aren't in the Denver area, www.heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. I do recommend you check out that website. I'm going to post that over on YouTube right now. One thing I like about this particular website is if you're over on YouTube, you can see a list of passes, at least visible passes over the Denver area. If I click on the all passes, you can see that increase to all of the passes of the ISS over the area as well. But I'll go back to visible passes. Here, we've got a decent pass coming up on the 30th at 6:16 a.m. The ISS travels from the northwest to the southeast, peaking about 87 degrees above the southwest horizon. So this is a nearly overhead pass for the 30th. And the one thing I like about this particular website is I get a nice 8.5 by 11 sheet that I can print out. I thought I had that somewhere around here. Oh, here we go. I can print out and take this outside and make doodles on it, whatever I want. But I can see, I definitely get a clear star chart of where the ISS is passing over and what constellations it's passing through. And on this particular one, it's passing almost directly overhead. And you can see which stars it's passing over and when it's going to rise and when it sets. And for those of you who are on YouTube, here's that sheet of paper that I just printed out a little while ago, showing another pass of the ISS. So you can take that outside, do whatever you want with it. But makes it kind of handy to go out with. Again, for ISS passes over your local area, I do recommend you sign up for it and put in your home coordinates. You can do that. It's got a lot more information than just ISS passes on that website as well. www.heavens-above.com. www.heavens-above.com. That's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, I use an application called StarWalk 2 to get a lot of my information on for the net and a whole bunch of other stuff as well. And they sent me an email, and I wanted to share that with you. They posted this. And I thought it was fairly apropos for tonight. Got a whole bunch of stuff, but Christmas Sky 2025. What to observe in the late December sky of 2025. What celestial gifts does the night sky have in store for us this Christmas? From bright planets and meteor showers to unusual star patterns and deep sky objects. Try to spot them all. Apologize for this. This is a little free advertisement for these guys, but with the free Sky Tonight app, it's easy. Just type the name of a celestial object into the search bar and the app will show you its position in your local sky. Read on to discover everything about this year's Christmas sky. Whole bunch of stuff. Christmas stars, Jupiter, Mercury, Sirius, and more. In Christian tradition, the Christmas star is the mysterious celestial object that guided the Magi to the birthplace of Jesus in Bethlehem. We use this term metaphorically to describe particularly bright objects, mostly planets, that you can see during the holiday season. Here are the planets and stars that stand out in the sky in late December 2025. Jupiter, the brightest Christmas star. The brightest planet in the solar system, Jupiter, rules the 2025 Christmas sky just weeks before its January opposition. The giant planet glows at its seasonal best, bright and unmistakable. Around Christmas, Jupiter at magnitude minus 2.7 rises high in the constellation Gemini and is easily visible with the naked eye as a bright, warm-tinted point. Even modest binoculars will allow you to glimpse its 4 largest moons. By New Year's Eve, Jupiter climbs even higher, visible from the late evening, a brilliant celestial lantern welcoming the coming year. Mercury, the rare guest. On Christmas morning, the universe offers a special gift for early risers. The elusive planet Mercury, usually lost in sunlight, will shine brightly in the dawn sky. Mercury is at its year's best visibility for the northern hemisphere, shining like a tiny holiday ornament low in the southeastern horizon before sunrise. Earlier this month, on December 7th, Mercury reached its greatest western elongation, the biggest distance from the sun in the sky. During Christmas week, it remains well placed for observation, staying about 12 degrees from the sun. With a magnitude of minus 0.6, Mercury is one of the brightest objects in the early morning sky. Saturn, the ringed ornament. The ring planet Saturn, magnitude 1.0, appears shortly after sunset and is visible in twilight low above the southeastern horizon. Through a telescope, it's slightly open. Famous rings may be a rewarding sight for a holiday observer. Look for the planet in the constellation Aquarius. And just on a side note, the rings are almost edge on, so just a little bit of tilt to the rings right now. Sirius, the twinkling jewel. Blue Sirius, magnitude minus 1.4, the only true star in this list, rides in the southeast during the evening hours. It reaches its highest point in the southern sky around midnight. Because Sirius is both extremely bright and relatively low above the horizon, it twinkles with vivid rainbow colors due to atmospheric turbulence, a striking and unmistakable holiday spark. Look for it in the constellation Canis Major. Venus and Mars, playing hard to get. Venus, usually the brightest star-like object in the sky, will be too close to the sun in December 2025 to be adequately observed, so don't have high hopes for seeing it. The red planet Mars also approaching solar conjunction, making it very difficult to distinguish in the bright twilight sky. And we did talk about that. Want to learn more about other bright stars visible in the December sky? Read our dedicated article. And that's, again, starwalk.space. And you can starwalk.space You can search for that and check out articles under there. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Now continuing. I guess one more thing before everybody leaves. I know I see people, several people have already left, unfortunately. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I'll do that at the end, but right now a Merry Christmas, and we'll wish you a Happy New Year next Tuesday. Christmas constellations and asterisms. Christmas night sky is decorated with festive constellations and asterisms that are easy to spot. Some of them are well known and some are hidden. Let's learn their stories. Orion, the Christmas present. Constellation Orion, one of the most recognizable patterns in the night sky, shines brightly during the holiday season, resembling a cosmic Christmas present. Have you ever looked at it that way? 4 bright stars, Betelgeuse, Bellatrix, Safe, and Rigel outline the package, while the 3 stars in Orion's belt asterism, Alnitak, Alnilam, and Mintaka, form a gleaming ribbon. Okay, watch our video poem about Orion and its neighboring constellation stars and star clusters. If you unwrap this celestial gift using your binoculars, you'll find the magnificent Orion Nebula. Located just below Orion's belt, on a clear night, you can even spot it with the naked eye as a faint fuzzy patch. Let this stellar nursery where new stars are born inspire the spirit of renewal and wonder that the holiday season brings. Orion's belt, the 3 kings. Another way to look at the Orion's belt as a representation of the biblical story. In many Christmas sky traditions, the 3 bright stars of Orion's belt, Alnitak, Alnilam, and Mintaka, are nicknamed the 3 kings, or the 3 wise men. Lined up in a nearly straight row, they point down towards Sirius, as if they were following the star of Bethlehem. Around Christmas, you'll see them rising in the east during the evening and climbing high into the southern sky later at night. Okay, I didn't see where they identified the difference between a constellation and an asterism. The constellation, like Ursa Major, includes a whole bunch of stars other than what looks like the Big Dipper. The Big Dipper is an asterism forming a shape that you can recognize, while the constellation itself may include many more stars along with it. All right, and if you look up the constellations, the 88 defined constellations, you'll find how they look. The winter hexagon, the celestial wreath. The winter hexagon, or winter circle, is a huge 6-sided pattern of bright stars that dominates the winter sky of the northern hemisphere, including around Christmas. Its corners are marked by some of the sky's brightest stars: Sirius, Procyon, Pollux, Capella, Aldebaran, and Rigel, with Betelgeuse glowing inside the figure. Together they outline a sparkling celestial wreath that frames many of the season's best constellations from Orion to Gemini. To find the winter hexagon, begin with the Orion's belt. Look for the bright star that forms the lower right corner of Orion's 4-star outline. That's Rigel. Then extend the belt's line outward to locate Sirius on one side and Aldebaran on the other. From there, follow the loop of bright stars, Procyon, Pollux, and Capella, to complete the giant circle. Still sound tricky? Then simply type Winter Hexacon into the search bar in the Sky Tonight app. Tap the target icon and point your device at the sky. The app will automatically align and guide you straight to the asterism. And after this is done, I will post this article both in the I'll post this article in both NetLogger and over on the YouTube as well. So you can find the link to Sky Tonight app. That's in the Apple Store or Google Play and the app gallery, so or whatever that is. So there you go, Sky Tonight app. Unusual asterism, the Christmas goose. I found this one rather interesting. Look for something new for this year's Christmas stargazing session. Chances are you haven't seen the Christmas goose asterism. Information about it can be found in the book Binocular Highlights by astronomer Gary Saranick. The Christmas goose is made up of about 10 bright stars near Mirfak, the brightest star in the northern constellation Perseus. Grab your binoculars and use the Sky Tonight app to find the asterism in your local sky. And it certainly does look like a goose there. Old constellation Rangifer, the celestial reindeer. Here is another new target for stargazing enthusiasts, or should we say old. French astronomer Pierre-Charles Le Monnier created the constellation Rangifer in the 18th century, but it wasn't included in the list of 88 officially recognized constellations, so now it's considered obsolete. In Latin, Rangifer means reindeer. Will you be able to find the reindeer in the sky this Christmas? Even though this constellation is gone from the modern star charts, its stars remain in the sky. They're located between the North Star and the right side of the M of Cassiopeia. As many of these stars are faint, you'll need a dark sky to find them. Use the illustration above and the Sky Tonight app as your guide. Some constellation names sound so strange that you wonder if they truly exist. Cat, fly, electricity generator. Can you guess which one is still up in the sky? All right. And they got a little quiz there for those of you who are interested. Make a wish, the Ursiad meteor shower. What better time than Christmas to make wishes under the falling stars? This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing. What better time than Christmas to make wishes under the falling stars? You'll have the perfect opportunity on December 22nd when the Ursids reach their peak. This meteor shower is best visible in the northern latitudes and can produce up to 10 meteors per hour. This year, the Ursids peak will occur just 2 days after the new moon, so the sky will be dark, providing great viewing conditions. But you still can see some tomorrow morning easily. But probably not 10 per hour, but who knows, maybe a couple of them. But bundle up. Christmas deep sky objects. The festive night sky also includes deep sky jewels that lie far beyond our solar system. To explore them at their best, you require a bit of darkness and simple gear. M44, Precipe, the manger. The open cluster M44, also known as Precipe or the beehive cluster, has a name that literally literally means manger, making it a perfect fit for Christmas sky lore. It sits in the constellation Cancer and appears as a soft, hazy patch to the naked eye under dark skies. But it really comes to life in binoculars where dozens of tiny stars pop into view. Around Christmas, you'll find M44 high in the late night and early morning sky for mid-northern observers, roughly between Castor and Pollux in Gemini and Regulus and Leo. In Leo. To pinpoint it instantly, just search for M44 in Sky Tonight and let the app guide your gaze. NGC 2264 Christmas Tree. About 2,500 light years away in the constellation of Monoceros, the constellation Christmas Tree, the celestial Christmas tree, glows faintly against the dark sky. This festive-looking deep sky object known as NGC 2264 or Christmas Tree Cluster is a star cluster embedded in the nebula NGC 2064. Spans about 30 light years across and consists of young stars aged between 1 and 5 million years. Although the Christmas Tree Cluster has a promising apparent magnitude of 3.9, it's difficult to see with the naked eye. We recommend using wide field binoculars to observe it. To find out where to look for the cluster in your sky, use the Sky Tonight app. They certainly are plugging that app, so there it is free. So there you go. How to find Christmas sky objects? No astronomy expert around to explain what you are seeing in the night sky right now with Sky Tonight. You can be that expert yourself. I'm just going to skip that. That's an advertisement. What to see in the Christmas night sky? Bottom line, the night sky offers plenty of celestial wonders this holiday season, from bright planets to unique asterisms and deep sky objects. Whether you're trying to spot the Christmas tree cluster, making a wish on the Ursids, or hunting for the celestial reindeer, there's magic awaiting above. And that is it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right. Hey, Jack, we got you checked in. KE0VH, thanks for checking in over on YouTube there. So many ways to check into the Colorado Astronomy Net. Oh, let's see. Oh, like I said, I was going to post that link. If you're interested, for sure. There you go. All right, I just posted that link both over on, well, it's not popping up over there. Let's see. Over on NetLogger and YouTube for that. So check those out. That's it for the bulletins. I'm going to call on Ed tonight, W6RDZ, for delivering the rocket report tonight. W6RDZ. Go ahead with the rocket report, please, Ed.
Good evening, Bernard. Good evening in the net. This is W6RDZ with the rocket report tonight. Going to jump right into it here. Very busy week. Last week's launches, we saw another 10 orbital launches. 2 SpaceX, 2 China, 2 Rocket Lab, 1 Arianespace, 1 South Korea, 1 Japanese, a Blue Origin suborbital, and a partridge in a pear tree. It was a crazy busy launch week with 2 full-out launch failures and 2 fixed booster landings. The week ended with 316 orbital launches, launched the Galileo FOC FM-33 and FM-34 satellites on an Ariane 6-2 rocket launched from French Guiana. The mission launched a pair of independent European Union global navigation satellites to medium Earth orbit. That was followed on Wednesday, December 17th at 0642 Mountain Standard Time. SpaceX launched Starlink Group 6-99 from LC-39A Kennedy Space Force Center, Florida. Let's see, a Falcon 9 launched a 29 Starlink PQ minis to join the mega constellation. Also on Wednesday, December 17th at 0827 Mountain Standard Time, SpaceX launched Starlink Group 15-13 from Slick 4E at Vandenberg Space Force Base in Florida, in California, excuse me. 27 Starlinks joined the mega constellation rally at low Earth orbit. It was booster E-1063's 30th flight and another fog-obscured launch from Vandenberg. It was SpaceX's 170th mission of 2025 and the 310th orbital launch of 2025 worldwide. I'm going to reset there. W6REV back with Colorado Astronomy Net's rocket report. All right, also on Wednesday, December 17th, Rocket Lab successfully launched the Don't Be Such a Square STP-30 DISC-SAT mission on an electron Curie rocket launching from LC-2 Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia. This was a full orbital launch, not a suborbital haste supersonic flight. The DoD mission consisted of 4 payloads exploring very low Earth orbit, or VLEO. The primary payload is 4 DISC-SATs, a unique 1-meter disc-shaped satellite bus designed to increase on-orbit persistence. 5th launch, Saturday, December 20th, China's CASIC launched the TJSW-23 mission on a Long March 5 rocket from LC-101 Wenchang Space Launch Site, China. That went to geostationary orbit. It's a Chinese classified satellite claims to be for communication test purposes. Flight number 6 of the week bumped from Thursday to Saturday, December 20th at 0715. Blue Origin successfully launched NS-27. This is another manned suborbital tourist shot of their New Shepard rocket from Corn, West Texas. This flight flew the first wheelchair user into space. It was the 16th human flight for New Shepard program and the 37th launch in New Shepard's history. All right, number 7 occurred on Saturday, December 20th at 2336 Mountain Standard Time. Rocket Lab launched Japan's The Wisdom Guide mission on an electron Curie rocket from LC-1B Mahia Peninsula in New Zealand. I'm going to reset there. Okay, we were talking about the electron Curie shot out of New Zealand. Japan's IQP, or QPA SAR-15 satellite went into low Earth orbit. IQP satellites are small, high-performance synthetic aperture radars that use lightweight, large stowable antenna to collect high-resolution images of Earth. Ultimately, the IQPS constellation will have 36 satellites capable of monitoring fixed points on the Earth every 10 minutes. The launch was the 3rd electron launch in little more than a week. The last rocket, and it was the last Rocket Lab launch of the year. It was a record-setting 21st electron launch of 2025. All 21 were successful. Well done, Rocket Lab. Reset. Good. Back with the rocket report. Eighth launch. The Japanese launch of an H-3 rocket failed Sunday night when the upper stage malfunctioned. The QDS-5 navigation satellite was lost, burning up prematurely during re-entry. Sunday night, December 21st at 18:15 Mountain Standard Time, Japan's Mitsubishi Heavy Industries tried again but failed in another launch attempt for their H-3 rocket. The H-3 launched in the Q2S configuration from pad LAY-2 at Takemashima Space Center in Japan. The launch looked flawless from the ground, but failed to put the government-run QDS-5 navigation satellite into its intended orbit after engine trouble. The second stage, liquid hydrogen tank pressure started abnormally decreasing during the first stage flight. This led to a second stage first burn lasting 27 seconds longer than planned, indicating that the second stage engine was underperforming. As a result of the propellant loss, the second stage engine then proceeded to shut down just 1 second into its second burn, leaving a payload stranded in LEO. The orbit was too low and soon decayed. Later, observers on the ground in Chile spotted re-entering space debris in roughly the right place and time. The same mission was scheduled for launch last Tuesday, right after last week's astronomy net. That launch of the same H-3 rocket was scrubbed due to facility trouble. Tuesday's H-3 rocket launch aborted just 16.8 seconds before liftoff due to a ground equipment anomaly in the cooling water injection system around the pad. The payload was the Mitsubishi 5 quasi-zenith satellite system navigation satellite, and that was operated from an inclined elliptical geocentric orbit to achieve high elevation visibility in urban canyons in Japan. This was to be the fifth satellite of the seven satellite constellation. Japan's flagship H-3 rocket, built by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, failed in its inaugural launch attempt back in 2023, but succeeded in its six subsequent flights. A rocket launch failure in Japan typically leads time out. Launch your transmit time out reset. Looks like a time down. Okay. W6RDZ back with the rocket report. Ninth flight of the week. After multiple delays, South Korea space startup Innospace failed to reach orbit with the Spaceward mission. The maiden flight of their new hand-built nano small satellite launch vehicle from Alcatraz Space Center, the Federated Republic of Brazil, failed yesterday, Monday, December 22nd at 11:45. The rocket cleared the pad and looked good early, but suffered a rapid unscheduled disassembly, exploding approximately 50 seconds into the launch, and the fireball crashed shortly downrange. Reminder, space is hard. Innospace uses a hybrid paraffin and liquid oxygen rocket technology. The two-stage rocket failed in its attempt to place 5 satellites from the Brazilian Space Agency, AUD, into sun-synchronous orbit, 3 payloads that remain attached to the rocket, and an empty aluminum can from South Korea beverage company Rugu. We'll reset there. Okay. Launch Okay, and last one of last week. Yesterday, Monday, December 22nd at 1900 Mountain Standard Time, China Aerospace and Science Corporation, CASIC, successfully launched a maiden demo flight of their new Long March 12A rocket. The Long March 12A is another of three Chinese Falcon 9-inspired reusable boosters. Blasting off the Long March 12A launch pad at Jinquan Satellite Launch Center, China, the new rocket's second stage and dummy payload successfully reached low Earth orbit. However, the rocket's first stage failed to land on a landing pad 300 kilometers downrange of the launch pad. The first stage entry burn occurred with issues, and the flaming booster crashed within several kilometers of the landing pad. Reminder, landing an orbital class rocket booster is hard. It was the 316th orbital launch attempt of 2025. And that brings us to the upcoming launches for next week. Reset. Give me 6 RTZ back with the rocket report. Tonight, Tuesday, December 23rd at 2024 Mountain Standard Time, India Space Research Organization of Israel plans to launch the Bluebird Block 2 SM-1 mission on an LVM-3 rocket launched from Pad 2 at Satish Dhawan Space Center in India. The launch will be the second LVM-3 launch of 2025, the fifth Israel mission of 2025, and the 317th orbital flight of 2025. Second launch, rescheduled 2 weeks in a row, now scheduled for Wednesday, December 24th at 0700 Mountain Standard Time. Roscosmos plans to launch the Obzor-R mission on a Soyuz 2.1A from Plesetsk Cosmodrome, Russia. The Obzor-R satellite is an X-band radar Earth observation satellite. The other payloads are uncertain, but one payload is believed to be an observation satellite belonging to Iran. We'll reset the receiver. W6RDZ back. Third launch is on Christmas Day, December 25th. China Aerospace and Science Corporation is on the manifest to launch a Long March 8A rocket launching from the commercial LC-1 pad, Wenchang Space Launch Site, China, at 1625 Mountain Standard Time. The payload is unspecified. Fourth launch, also on Christmas Day, at 23:30 Mountain Standard Time. China rocket is scheduled to launch the Qilong 3 rocket from the Oriental Launch Ship, Area 2, Haiyang Oriental Spaceport, China. The payload is undisclosed. Fifth launch, Friday, December 26th, at 0905 Mountain Standard Time. K6 intends to launch the Bergen 4C mission on a Long March 3BE rocket out of LC-2, Jichang Satellite Launch Center, China. Zhengun are China's weather satellites launched in a polar or geosynchronous orbit. This one's headed to a geosynchronous orbit. All right, reset the repeater. W6RG said, back with the rocket report. Sixth launch next week will be on Saturday, December 27th. SpaceX is scheduled to launch the CSG-3 mission on Falcon 9 from Swift 4E Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. CSG, or CONMO Skymed, is a constellation of small satellites in sun-synchronous orbit for Mediterranean Basin observation and the program of the Italian Space Agency. Seventh launch, Sunday, December 28th, Roscosmos hopes to launch cylindrical Earth observation satellites with a resolution of 1.2 meters in panchromatic mode and a swath of 32 kilometers. 20 small sats will also be launched as a rideshare payload. This will be the 99th Soyuz 2.1B mission and the 6th of 2025 and the 323rd orbital launch attempt in 2012. The last orbital launch of the year might be the Classic Long March 7 rocket launching from LC-201 at the Wenchang Space Launch Site in China. That's going up at 1400 Mountain Standard Time, Tuesday, December 20th, lofting an undisclosed payload. All 8 launches are go now. If all 8 launches are go next week, it'll be the 324th orbital launch attempt of 2025. We're going to reset before we get to the news article. All right, the big news of the week, besides the failed launches and landings, is that NASA has lost contact and control of the Mars Maven probe, which is in orbit and which was in orbit and functioning around Mars for the past 10 years. NASA has been fighting for about a week to regain contact. The probe's radio was working when it went behind Mars, but not when it came back around Earth. But faint radio signals detected, but Doppler shift shows the trajectory shift and the spacecraft is spinning. NASA and JPL are working hard to reestablish contact and stabilize the Marvin probe's attitude, but it's not looking good for the probe. Maven, or Mars Atmosphere Volatile Evolution, launched in 2013, arrived on Mars orbit in 2014. It aims to understand the role that loss of atmosphere gas to space plays in changing the Martian climate over time. It has discovered that Mars lost about 2/3 of its early atmosphere. Maven also carries a payload known as Electra, which serves as a valuable radio relay repeater for information to it from the Mars surface mission back to Earth. Let's see. Briefly, very easy. Jared Isaacman was confirmed as the new administrator of NASA, and unrelated to that, Tori Bruno steps down as CEO of the United Launch Alliance. All right, that's it for tonight's Rocket Report. This is Rocket Man Ed, W6RTC, wishing you all good night, nominal flight, and a very Merry Christmas. Now back to Berners, KI0AR. Take it away, Berners.
Okay, thanks for the rocket report, Ed. Appreciate it. And a note on Maven. That project actually came out of CSU up in Boulder, Colorado State University. So they were one of the lead on that project. So that's another one of the things that came out of the up there here in Colorado. So check that out. And find out more about I used to report some of that on the web page. It got I still have links. I still have links down there to the Maven project as well. So on LASP and the Maven project, I still have links on my web page in the newsletter there. All right. All right, Ed, thanks for that. Appreciate it. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see. Glad to see that the chat, both in NetLogger and on YouTube, is being utilized, so thanks for that. I posted a couple of links there. as well for you guys. Right now, I don't see anybody else, any new check-ins on either of the. Oh, yeah, we do. We got Ken. Apologies, Ken. I got you on the list. NV7SS. Thanks for checking in tonight. All right, I'll call over the air. Anyone else wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Kilo 5, Romeo Uniform November. Kilo 5, Romeo Uniform November. KF0 TKD, Kilo Foxtrot 0, Tango, Kilo Delta.
Okay, good evening to you, Phil. K5RUN, thanks for checking in tonight. And John, KF0TKD, thanks for checking in tonight. All right, now's the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. Questions, comments, observation reports, anything you'd like to pass along to the net, now's the time to do it. That goes for all of you over on YouTube as well. If you have something over there that you'd like to share, just enter it in over in the chat window, and I'll be sure to pass it along to the rest of the net here. First on the list tonight is Doug and Parker, K0ATP. Good evening to you, Doug. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, next on the list is Dave up in Evergreen, AF0AS. Good evening to you, Dave. See, you're keeping us apprised of the ISRO launch, and it's reached the second stage ignition, and probably a little further than that as well. So appreciate that. What have you got for us tonight, Dave? Go ahead.
Not a lot for you tonight other than the ISRO mission. They are about 4 minutes from second stage shutdown on orbit. They are at almost 500 kilometers altitude, and they will be separating the AST direct-to-cell satellite probably in about 5 minutes. AF0AS clear.
All right, Dave, thanks for that. Appreciate the updates. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is David in Ohio, WE8M. Good evening to you, David. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, next on the list is Mike over in Oklahoma, over on YouTube, KO5AOK. Good evening to you, Mike. If you've got anything for us, just post it over there in the chat window. Certainly appreciate it. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see, Rip, K3XO in West Virginia had to check out. So we'll go down to Mike up in, well, he's in Boston tonight. KE2FTG, good evening to you, Mike. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Colorado Net. This is KG2FTG, Mike from Boston tonight. No, not too much more to report. I'm relocated here. I'm enjoying the net. I wish Merry Christmas to everyone and 73 to all. Back to you.
All right, Mike, appreciate that. Same for you and yours there in Boston tonight for sure. Stay warm. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Appreciate your comments. Next on the list, Josh down in Texas, KJ5IRQ. Good evening to you, Josh. Hopefully you got your internet issues taken care of. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead, Josh. Next on the list is Ed, W6RDZ. Good evening to you, Ed. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Okay, it looks like he did disappear from NetLogger. I just wonder if he's still stuck around. But Ed, always appreciate your rocket report there. Thanks for that. Next on the list is Joe down in Texas, K9ZEW. Good evening to you, Joe. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list, Graham in Scotland. I wonder if it's awful late for him. I wonder if Graham, if you're still around. MM1DEA. Good evening to you, Graham. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, JC, we got you checked in. KJ5MZJ, thanks for checking in via NetLogger there. We're going down the list. All right, next on the list, Andrew in Mississippi. KJ5MWT. Good evening to you, Andrew. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net again. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Okay, someone's sitting on a mic pushing buttons because we're not getting any audio. All right. Next on the list, that's a new call over on you're a new person over on YouTube there. Edgar Vale 8178. Edgar, appreciate you checking in. If you got any, let's see, comments you'd like to pass along to the net, anything like that over there on YouTube, I'll relay it to the net as well. So, but appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Daryl up in Wyoming, W3ORR. Good evening to you, Daryl. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening. Am I making the repeater?
You certainly are. Solid copy. Go ahead, Daryl.
Okay, very good. Well, most of you know I drive a semi-tractor trailer, and most of the time I'm driving early morning hours, very early. One thing I've noticed lately, I know you used to talk about iridium flares all the time. And lately I've been seeing Elon flares between 3:30 in the morning and 4 a.m. on the eastern sky. And last night on my way to North Platte, Nebraska, I counted 84 of these satellites reflecting the sunlight back to Earth in the matter of 30 minutes. So that was kind of cool to look at. So if you're up tomorrow morning at about 3:30 towards 4, look to the east sky and you'll see these things really bright, super bright, almost as bright as a plane's approach lights. That's all I got. We'll send it back to you. Net control, W3ORR 4 Collins.
All right, Daryl. Yeah, yeah, definitely. You get it the right angle, and they'll bounce all over. Yeah, just tons of satellites up in the skies, and what I tell everybody is take a pair of binoculars out once it gets nice and dark, and just look up at any point in the sky. Especially, just stay comfortable. You don't have to strain yourself by looking straight up or anything like that. Just point it to just about any point in the sky with a pair of binoculars, and you can not only, well, you'll see them reflected there, but a lot of the dimmer ones you'll see pass through your field of vision at least 1 or 2 a minute. Easy. Like you said, Daryl, about 84 of them within the space of a half an hour. So quite a few of those things flashing up and hitting at the right angles. But yeah, anytime you get out with a pair of binoculars, just look up at someplace in the sky and you'll see a whole bunch of satellites passing through your field of view. Kind of annoying, really, for observing. I mean, I started observing with my 8-inch telescope back in the 80s. Actually, 1980, in fact, that's when I got my scope. And I would very rarely see any satellites pass through the sky, much less through my field of vision. Now you can't help but have any number of satellites pass through your field of vision, even through a telescope, when you're looking at deep sky objects or something like that. So definitely worrisome for those on here that do astrophotography or anything like that. Something they'll have to edit out. But yeah, tons of Elon satellites, Chinese satellites. Everybody else's satellites are up there as well. So, all right, Daryl, appreciate the view from the road for sure. Appreciate that. Appreciate you sharing that with us, Daryl. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see. D. Michael AF0SF checked in and out. So we'll go down to Frank up in Minnesota, KF0SZC. Good evening to you, Frank. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Moy down in Texas, N5ZIQ. Good evening to you, Moy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, John down in Albuquerque, KJ5HNC, we got you checked in. Still going down the list. Jack over on YouTube, if you've got any questions over there. Okay, Frank, you don't have your radio tonight. No worries. If you've got anything you'd like to pass along over on YouTube, I'll check that out. Jack, same to you. If you're still monitoring over on YouTube, if you've got anything you'd like to pass along, go ahead and post in YouTube there. Yeah, I already mentioned your flight sim. Jack does his flight sims Mondays, Wednesdays. Hopefully you've got something special for you guys tomorrow night. Captain Jack Flight Sim on YouTube at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Next on the list is Ken, Nevada, NV7SS. Good evening to you, Ken. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Ernest. NV7SS here in Indian Springs, Nevada, where it's cloudy skies and it's getting ready to rain any minute. I'll tell you, it's going to be a bad storm. They're saying it's 96% chance of rain, so we probably don't get but a couple of drops. Yeah, the weathermen are not bad at predicting weather out here, I'll tell you. But anyway, Ernest, not much going on here. Just checked in late. I was busy and just checked in late there. And, well, I don't know. I'm doing a couple of dozen things at once. So anyway, Ernest, I'll let you get on with the net. NV7SS, back to you, Ernest. Thanks for being there. Missed all the net tonight. Just got a little bit of a rocket report. That's about it. Back to you, Ernest.
All right, Ken. No worries. You can always rewind and listen to the net on YouTube. They all get saved. So check out if you want to rewind. That would be fine. I got another watch over there. So yeah, you can if you want to check on the YouTube when this is done and re-listen to the net. That's perfectly fine, Ken. And yeah, I understand it's definitely a busy time of year all the way around. People traveling, people wrapping gifts. Wrap that radio for me, will you? Things like that. So yeah, no worries at all, Ken. Appreciate your comments, appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Phil in Texas, K5RUN. Good evening to you, Phil. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Thank you, Ernest. Hello to you and everybody on the net. I just got a really basic question for you tonight. One that I'm sure is obvious to most people, but Friday night the 26th is supposed to be a pairing or a conjunction of the moon and Saturn. I'm wondering, is that something that at some time that happens? Or if I follow the moon like as it crosses the sky over the night, will the moon and Saturn stay in conjunction as it moves across the sky? Basic question for you. Thank you, Marcus.
All right, yes, Saturn will be in conjunction with the moon on the 26th. It passes within 4 degrees of the moon. So that's actually fairly far away. The moon subtends an angle of about a half a degree. So we're talking 8 full moon widths from the moon to Saturn. When they're a lot closer, within a degree or half a degree, you can actually see that movement. The moon moves a little bit slower, about 24 and a half hours as opposed to 24 hours around the sun. Or the Earth, yeah. 24 hours for the Earth, and it takes about 24 and a half to 24 hours and 45 minutes for the moon to get back to where it was the previous night. So that's why it shows up a little bit different every night. When that does occur, you will see the moon move relative to Saturn, while Saturn will stay pretty well locked in with the rest of the stars. It does move relative to the background stars, but it takes a lot to notice it for sure. Whenever I mention stationary within the planetary reports, that means that if you're looking through a telescope and you're following the planets, it will tend to travel along at the same rate of speed as the stars over a period of an evening. If it's not stationary, it will appear to move slightly within that field of view. When you're looking at the moon, it moves considerably, over the space of an hour or two relative to that. But at 4 degrees away, it's going to be a little tougher to see that relative movement between Saturn and the moon. Hopefully that answers your question, Phil. Go ahead.
Thank you, brother. So I think I said saw the magnitude of the world. So I thought it would be fairly easy to see through a basic telescope. But well, look for it. Appreciate it. 73s and happy holidays to everybody on the net, and you too, brother. This ping fly while you ain't clear.
All right, Phil. And at 4 degrees separation between the moon and Saturn, yeah, even a pair of binoculars is going to be tough to see both of those objects in the same field of view. So naked eye is best, and that's going to still be tough to see the movement. But yeah, get your scope out, get your binoculars out, take a look at both of those objects in the night sky. I do post in my newsletter a moon planet pairs section, and you can see what objects the moon is passing by, or what the planet's passing by, some of the brighter objects in the sky. When they get really, really close, within a fraction of a degree, that's when you still want to start taking a look at these objects passing near each other. If they're several degrees away, it's not quite as spectacular, but they're definitely kind of in line. All right, Phil, appreciate your question, appreciate your comments, appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see, W2JLS, we'll get you checked in, and I only got a couple more coming down the road there for you. John, we got you checked in. Next on the list is John in Fort Collins, KF0TKD. Good evening to you, John. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, we got 4 Johns in a row right here, so listen out for your call sign. Well, one goes by JC, so there we go. Next on the list is JC down in Texas, KJ5MZJ. Good evening to you, JC. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
It's an old call. I have to update my net logger. It's actually Kilo 5 Juliet Charlie Quebec K5JCQ. Anyway, I'm
Okay, JC, that is your new call in, K5 JCQ. Is that correct? JC, yeah, just confirm that that is your new call. Kilo 5 Juliet Charlie Quebec. Is that correct, JC? Go ahead. Okay, never mind. It is. I got it over on. There we go. Yeah, I just punched it in. Where's it? It's got it now. All right, there we go. Gosh, it changed. So thanks for that. Let's see. All right. Next on the list is John down in Albuquerque, KJ5. Oh, God, John in Texas there. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight, and thanks for the update on the call. John in New Mexico, KJ5HNC. Good evening to you, John. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list is John in Ohio, W2JLS. Good evening to you, John. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, Brian, this is W2JLS out of Stillman, Ohio tonight. I'm not sure if that other John was trying to sneak back in there. Maybe I'll pass it back to you to see if he was trying to pop in. I heard something as I was checking.
No worries, John. Yeah, I heard that. We're getting a lot of pops and pings over the repeater system tonight. Yeah, JC, I just wanted to confirm that I got his new call, and I did, and it's correct in QRZ. So no worries there. Go ahead, John in Ohio, W2JLS.
Yeah, you're okay. Vernon, yeah, thank you, sir. Thanks for hosting the net. And yeah, I wish everybody just passed through our winter solstice. Happy winter solstice, Merry Christmas, and greetings otherwise. Yeah, checking in a little bit later.
All right, John, no worries. And like I told Ken a little while ago, you can always replay the YouTube video of the net tonight a little bit later on. It should sync up once I. Well, actually, you could listen to it now if you wanted to. I think just rewind it. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. If you want to catch up with it, had some interesting stuff. What to observe as well. Some interesting asterisms and things from my from my Star Walk 2 app, the news from that site. So you may want to check that out. All right, John, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Merry Christmas to everybody. I guess I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net pretty soon. I'll go ahead and make one call. If you are a new check-in, you can call with your call sign phonetically twice. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins, please call KI0AR now.
Echo Alpha Alpha with a short comment.
All right. Good evening to you, Marty. W9EAA up in Iowa. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to let you know I'm here for this one for the count. We're in Florida in our winter place. Have a very Merry Christmas. But all I've got, nice net tonight. Listen to most of it. W9 Echo Alpha Alpha, Webster, Florida.
All right, Marty, appreciate that. I don't know who's warmer, you or us. We had 75 degrees yesterday and almost 70 degrees today. So enjoy your weather there, and we'll enjoy our gosh, I was saying that the first full day of winter here in Colorado felt more like the first day of spring. So go figure. All right, Marty, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight, and definitely enjoy Florida there. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins before I go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening? Please call KI0AR now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening. First, I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody that's still listening, and if you left early, I still say Merry Christmas to you anyway. Merry Christmas to everybody that's over on YouTube as well. So thanks for joining me this evening for this holiday season. I'd like to thank the Rocky Mountain Radio League for use of their repeater system tonight. I also like to thank the Skyhub Link group for the use of their systems and all the ways they can check into the net. Again, skyhublink.com for more information on that. We had 24 check-ins. Hopefully we'll hear from everybody next Tuesday night, where I can wish you a Happy New Year and find out what you guys saw in the night skies or got for Christmas presents, especially radios or telescopes, things like that. So definitely you can share that with the net next week. So appreciate everybody checking in tonight. With that, I will say 73, Merry Christmas, and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.